Hi, it's Morgan. Yes, I'm back on my YouTube bullshit, and I thought I would just sit down and put on some makeup with you because it's been quite a while since I did that. And I could just catch you up on what's been going on with me, because my life is so interesting. So I've already shaved, prepared my skin, I've even started gluing down my brows, as you may have noticed. I'm gonna go and finish doing that, put in my contact lenses, and then let's get to it. But before we do that, please subscribe to the channel. There used to be videos every single week. I'm gonna try doing more videos over this next winter season, but I make no promises, so it's up to you. Okay, I'm back and my eyebrows are gone. Great start. So how are you? It's been a while. I guess the last time I sat down and did a video like this was back in, what, March, April of 2022? Let me get this hair out of the way. But is it fashion? So what have I been up to in the last 6 months, I hear you say? Funny you should ask. I'm going to tell you. So if you're here in Berlin, you may have noticed from my immense social media presence that I've been doing a lot of live shows here. I found a bunch of new venues and started doing new shows. The first one was randomly a co-working space where I did a show twice in March and then again in June, I think. Part of my brand, in case you don't know, is bringing drag shows to places you wouldn't expect to see them. So you're welcome. Okay, this pen liner is running out. If you've been with me for a while, you might remember I bought this back in the US. It's Wet n Wild. It was not recommended to me. I just bought it impulsively, and would I buy it again? Probably because I'm cheap. But is it the best? No. What else have I been doing? Well, I restarted my show in the beer garden, and I actually kind of transformed it this year into a show where I invite newbie performers who haven't performed before or are very new to it, or maybe are just new to Berlin. And that was very successful. I've been very happy with how that was received. I also restarted my outdoor brunch show, but I think we only got to do it 3 times this summer. It was still lovely, great success, very happy. 10 out of 10 would recommend if you get the chance. Symmetry? Sure. I'm not very happy with this. I'm actually a bit lacking on eyeshadows. I've realized this recently. I thought I had everything. Turns out I have nothing. I have ordered some new blue eyeshadows, but they haven't arrived yet. So this is what you get. Okay, I need to take a little break here because this is too much. It's not going how I hoped. I'm gonna cut the crease and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I actually just finished my entire eye makeup because I realized recently that I hate going back at the end of the makeup and filling in the black eyeliner and then setting it with black powder. And this way I also avoid getting any fallout from the black powder on the rest of my face because I haven't done my foundation yet below the eyes. So here we go. Also, what do we think of this pink crease? Usually I do white here. Experimenting, trying new things, me. Okay, so what else has been going on? Well, something pretty big since I last spoke with you. You may or may not know this, but it has been announced that there will be a Drag Race Germany. Yes, Drag Race is coming to Germany. Drag Race is not something I often talk about on this channel because there's plenty of other people doing it much better and much more interestingly than I could. Also, it gets enough attention without me talking about it too. But of course, the idea of Drag Race coming to Germany got everyone here in the scene talking about it, and they opened applications. So, of course, I applied. Now, you may not know this, I am not German, but I live in Germany. The only requirement is that you live here. You do have to be able to speak German because the show will be in German. I do actually speak fluent German, I just never use it, especially not in drag. This was in late August, I think, that it was announced, and so there was a flurry of activity in the drag scene. By the way, are we loving the mullet? Yes, hello. She's living her mullet fantasy, but she has to get out of the way, sorry. And let me tell you, the process of applying for Drag Race Germany was quite a lot of work, actually. So first there was a written application. Basically, you had to answer like 50 questions. It was essentially like writing an essay about all kinds of things. I wrote it mostly in German and actually had my friend Mistake, fellow drag performer, help me clarify some of the things I wanted to say in German because they are a native German speaker. And then once you'd completed the written application, you were sent instructions for making a video as part of the application, and you had like another 4 weeks to do that. That was also pretty involved. There were very specific requirements. It mustn't be more than 10 minutes long, but you also had to include all of these very specific things. There were 4 segments, I think. First, you had to answer a bunch of questions to the camera, both in and out of drag. Then you had to do 2 lip syncs, 1 RuPaul song and 1 choice of your own song. I actually just used a video of me performing on stage from months ago. Then you had to show at least 10 different looks in video, like a runway basically. Again, I also used videos I already had. I made a few new ones, but not all of them for sure. And then finally you had to do at least 2 characters that you would do for the Snatch game to the camera, no audience, no interaction, just answering these stupid questions that they gave you. It was pretty bizarre. In the end, for some reason, I did 3 characters. I did Karl Lagerfeld, German, the Queen Consort Camilla, because, I don't know, old ladies are funny, and Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because duh. And yeah, that was really quite a lot of work, that whole thing. But I'm glad I did it. I don't really want to be cast on the show. I mean, partly because it is in German and I don't really have the confidence, or actually I can't be bothered to do a whole competition on television in German. But I mostly did it just for the practice of doing it, you know? And also to be like, hey, I'm also here. And I don't know how familiar you are with the Drag Race franchise if you're watching all of the many spin-offs in the 100 countries that it's taking over now, but you might have noticed that in most of the European franchises at least, there's usually 1 immigrant, right? So I was like, I guess I had that on my side. You know, one of the questions to answer in the interview was, why do you want to be Germany's first drag superstar? And I said, to show that you don't have to be German to be a drag superstar in Germany. Which later I told that to a few German performers who I know here who'd also applied, and they were like, oh, that's a good answer. But I haven't got a call back yet, so let's not hold our breath. Although even if I had, I wouldn't be allowed to tell you, so who knows? I'm just gonna do a little contouring now. I'm actually gonna start with my nose because sometimes I forget to do that at the end and that's a disaster, so let's do it first. Okay, that's really too much. She needs to calm down. Nobody mentioned my nose. Let's move on. So I had a pretty hectic summer. I was doing shows many times a month. It was quite a lot. I don't regret it though, it was fun actually, and I've got to eat, so you know. But then come September, it was time to wind down all of my outdoor shows, which was most of them at the time. Actually all of them. So it felt like a good time to take a holiday. So actually Larry and I went to Croatia at the end of September for a week, which was lovely. We were in Dubrovnik, Hvar and Split, very nice, can recommend. And even at the end of September, we were swimming in the sea, which was a lovely surprise. I was very pleased with that. It'd also been such a long time since I'd swam in the sea, I forgot that it's salty, so that when you get out and you dry off, you're like covered in salt. Who knew? Not me, apparently. And then in mid-October, I took another little trip, very short, to the Netherlands to visit my family. My brother lives in the Netherlands. That was nice. It was nice to be able to take the train there and not have to get on a plane. Definitely my preference. And then when I came back from the Netherlands, I did my first ever corporate gig. Yes, I was hosting an event for some corporation. Don't ask me who they were, I still don't know. But they paid great and it was lovely to have everyone else organize everything for me. I just had to turn up, look pretty and host the show. It was great. Can recommend. Which actually reminds me that I am in fact available for private bookings in case you have, I don't know, a Christmas party and you want a drag queen to spice things up a bit. In Berlin at least. Or if you're paying for me to travel, I'll go anywhere. Lips lined. Now let's powder. Okay, we are powdered. The house down boots, mama. Okay. Who am I? Setting spray. So once I got back from my break, it was kind of time to figure out where I was going to do shows for the winter, because most of my shows during the summer were outdoors, and obviously that's not a possibility in the winter in Berlin. And you may or may not know, I started a new event with my partner, Larry T, called Icons, which is a much bigger stage production drag show than I'd done before. Honestly, it's kind of the kind of thing I dreamed of doing when I started doing drag, but didn't think I'd be able to, and now I'm doing it, so that's fun. And I think one of the last videos I uploaded here was a full recording of the very first edition of that show, which we did at this great outdoor venue here in Berlin called Revier Südost. But I really wanted to do a show like that at least one more time this year, so I spent quite a lot of time trying to find a suitable venue. In Berlin there are lots of like small venues, very small venues, like small bars, and then there are huge stadiums. I need something kind of in between. Eventually I found a place that was a small concert venue, and by the time this video comes out, we'll have actually already done the show, but I haven't done it yet. So past Morgan speaking to future Morgan, I hope it went well. I mean, it better have, because I've been working my tits off for it. Okay, contouring done. Now it's just time for some blush. Honestly, sometimes I wonder why I bother contouring if I'm just gonna cover it all in blush anyway. Yes. Okay, I'm just gonna step off camera, do some finishing touches, put on my titty bib, my outfit, my lashes, my lips, my hair, and I'll be right back with the final look. So here we are with the final look. I went a bit crazy and added some glitter because I'm actually about to go out and see Trixie and Katya live here in Berlin. So if you happen to know when that was, then you know when I filmed this video. Good for you. And this is actually something I almost never do. I never go out in drag for fun. I only go out when I'm performing, basically. Thanks so much for joining me and watching this video and seeing what I've been up to this summer. Please let me know down in the comments what you've been doing this summer and what plans you have coming up in the future. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I make no promises, but I'm gonna try and keep some more content coming on this channel. So if you haven't already, please subscribe so you don't miss any video uploads. That's what they call them, right? You can also sign up to my newsletter in the description, which will give you monthly updates on when and where I'm performing here in Berlin. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Morganwood Callisto, MorganWoodCallisto. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.